And we'll talk about Obsession coming for Halloween Horror Nights. The wind's picking up. Look how crazy this is gonna be. Oh my God, it's back. Space reserved for Quint's Orca photo op. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for a massive Halloween Horror Nights 2026 update. There's so much to go over. Massive construction updates. What's going on with Obsession coming for HHN? There's so much to go over. So on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights Sure the Day. We're gonna go back to HHN 2009, ripped from the silver screen. We got the Wolfman. We got Billy from Saw. We got Chucky. So on that note, let's roll the commercial.
Starting today, modern horror films comes alive at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights, of course. This morning we have a first look at the theme park and what they're bringing films like Saw and Chucky to life. So it's like great fun, right? Joining us for a preview of all this is Usher. He's apparently a caricature. He's from Universal Orlando. He's getting hooked up. He looks very scary. He's wearing rubber gloves.
I thought they were talking about.
So anyhow, we're going to be talking, no, not that Usher. This is a different Usher. This is the Usher who ushers you through all of the scary movies. Ooh, Halloween Horror Nights. If you haven't been there, we are about to give you this sneaky, creepy preview. Usher, are you ready to go?
Of course I'm ready. How are we, my foxy friends?
I was fine until I heard that creepy voice.
It's good to know your studio is cold. That way, if I ever enter it, I won't start to stink. You see, not to false advertise. Although I might be live right now, I'm surely not so live, if you know what I mean.
Deep thoughts from a creepy guy. Why do you have the gloves on? Are you going to commit a crime? What's going on?
I'm a bit of a neat freak, and of course years of ticket taking might wear down these babies, but I've still got another season in me. Of course, I hope you've got the bravery in you to face your fears of the most terrifying horror movies to ever jump from the silver screen.
I'm afraid of nothing, except for that guy in the black outfit over your shoulder. Who's he?
Oh my, the miner from My Bloody Valentine. He'd love to ask you a question. Of course, you've got Snake Boy from Cirque du Freak, the vampire's assistant, and of course, poor lonesome victim from Saw. How's the bear trap treating you? Just sob if you can hear me.
Usher, you officially creeped us out. Thank you.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
You've officially made me feel creepy.
We would like to apologize to all of you out there with your small children right now. Leave them at home if you head out there. Universal Studios, if you want to get scared out of your mind. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. There's just a long line of people coming into the park. We'll talk about the fast coaster in a little bit. Please don't rain, Universal, please. Okay, so at Monsterpalooza this weekend, there was a Horror Unleashed panel, and they did like an MCU timeline of everything that's happening and kind of what's upcoming. So let's go over that entire rundown. Okay, so let's do the whole rundown about the upcoming stuff for Horror Unleashed. So this year's offering started with Feast or Grievance. As you know, the Feaster Bunny, who is HR Blood and Guts, kind of started off the year in April. Then we went to that kind of food film Frights. That's where they were showing Friday the 13th, and they had special food. It was like an immersive, fun date night. Now, a marquee summer event built around a major movie or TV property. Universal has not named it yet, but said it will be announced on social media soon. That'll be coming. That's gonna be a massive thing for Horror Unleashed when it gets announced. Then we're gonna go into June through August. So at the Premiere House, that's kind of the restaurant inside Horror Unleashed, there's gonna be a new dinner show starring Jack and Chance. I'm sure there's gonna be some more food offerings. And then when we come to September, there's gonna be another food, film, and fright that's gonna be happening. So there's gonna be new food, a new movie, 4-course prefix meal, and a new character. Now, they were talking about the projectionist may be coming to Horror Unleashed. We'll see what happens, but he's kind of like a smaller offshoot character from Orlando. That'd be cool if they bring him in to the fold. Then September through October, happening nightly, the return of Hamikuma, you know, the scary, cute monster bear mascot from Universal Studios. Japan's Halloween Horror Nights is gonna have an all new stage show. So Then we're gonna go into October. There's gonna be 2 brand new icons debuting for the venue. We have no idea what they are. And then also October through November in the Premier House, there's gonna be a new Premier House experience. We don't know what that is. And then in November through January, Krampus and Kin is returning, but this time the venue is gonna be in the Flex Space, a 7,000 square foot room the size of one of the haunted houses. So they're kind of like supercharging the Krampus and Kin experience. Now, we're gonna go into 2027. So in January, they're gonna return inside the Premier House with food, film, and fright. So a new film, new menu, new fun stuff happening. Then in February, there's gonna be a new month-long Valentine's Day experience, which then will lead into March. There's gonna be a new Jack the Clown stage show. So they're gonna be replacing the stage show with something new. I have much higher hopes for this one than the one that's currently there. Then in March through May, happening nightly, Feaster Grievance 2 is going to be happening, a sequel to the 2026 spring event that introduced the original character, the Feaster Bunny. So we will get a continuation of the Feaster Bunny making another film. So I'm excited to see them expand upon that because everybody was really impressed with the Easter offerings this year for Horror Unleashed. Then in May, there's gonna be a new anime horror experience. Now, we did see Chainsaw Man happen at Universal Studios Hollywood, so it would make sense that they've already had that anime IP at HHN to bring that for Horror Unleashed. We'll just have to wait and see which one pops up, but that's 2027. Then in June, in the Premier House, again, there'll be new food, film, and frights. And then June through August, a new outdoor experience built around a major property will be happening inside the Flex Space. And then August, a new haunted house will be showing up. Now, I believe they're replacing Exorcist Believer. That was gonna be the first one to go. So whatever new IP will be showing up, I believe it goes in the spot where Exorcist Believer is. Then in November through January in the Flex Space, Krampus and Kin returns again, but for an even larger scale. And this will be the final run for Krampus and Kin. There's someone new in charge at Horror Unleashed. I have a lot of faith in them. So Dale posted this on his Instagram. 2026 is off to an amazing start. Excited to share that I've accepted a new role as Assistant Director of Universal Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas. Thrilled to be part of the UDX family once again and join the sensational team who are finding new ways to expand Universal's horror legacy. Looking forward to help shape Horror Unleashed's future and continuing to bring terror to life. Now, if anybody's gonna really save Horror Unleashed, I think it's gonna be Dell. Dell, I think, has a lot of good ideas, and I think he'll be able to pull it off. Because again, Horror Unleashed is in its infancy, and I think Dell is what it needs to be something unique and to become a destination. Now, one of the other issues is the surrounding Area 15 area. That needs to be fixed. Horror Unleashed, they're working on fixing it, making it a lot better, but the surrounding area also needs to be improved upon, but that's out of Universal's hands. But I think Dell is a great addition to the Horror Unleashed team, so I'm excited to see what he pulls off. Before we go into the Brown Derby parking in rear, you know what that reminds me of? They have the caveman right there. Sees you, and then they legit they made a door like in back rooms. Is every theater doing this? That's cool. All right, so I did go see the new Backrooms film. Really enjoyed it. If you've not watched the entire YouTube series, watch that before you go into the film because you kind of like understand the universe and like what it's kind of based on and what's going on. I feel like if you watch the film, you're gonna be very confused. But if you've seen the YouTube series, it's a really well-produced found footage. I feel like Kane accomplished what he needed to do. He said it's pretty much just like a new episode to the YouTube series. I'm gonna do a 7.5 on it just because I think if you are not a Backrooms fan, you're gonna be very confused, kind of like let down because you're gonna be wanting more and more explanations and stuff. But if you've seen the YouTube series, you'll kind of understand like you got to piece together stuff and uncover the lore. But this is kind of the start of more projects coming for the Backrooms, he said. So there's more stuff coming. Now let's pop in to the Brown Derby, see if there's any cool discounted merch. I got some new Felix the Cat plushes. Now they do have some great movie escape merch in here. They stopped selling this inside the store, inside the actual experience. So you can only get it here at Brown Derby. They have tons of Wicked Funko Pops. The store is just slowly becoming just all Wicked merch. They do have a great movie escape hoodie. Kind of worrying that all the merch has hit Brown Derby. They have like a Popeye poster. Put some muscle in it. Let's pop into the Spielberg Summer Blockbuster exhibit. See if they've added any new merch to the end. Come in here, get a good bit of AC. So they've added the Loungefly crossbody bag in the gift shop. Not seeing anything really new. So not really any new merch. Let's pop into 5 and Dime now. See if all the HHN stuff is still in there. It looks like everything is in stock. Now the most interesting thing about the carousel, so it says, right, we have 4 upcoming mystery figures. But in Hollywood, there's a lot more coming. So I'm interested to see if they get any different pieces for their carousel compared to ours. So there's still a ton of Horror Unleashed merchandise in there. Now there's been a video kind of going around about someone walking around the Horror Unleashed area.
in no man's land.
The scariest thing at Universal Horror wasn't the monsters, it was just the lack of human life. We walked around Area 15 and apparently everybody else stayed home. I mean, look at this. Not a soul in sight. It's less horror attraction and more like a scene from an apocalypse movie. No screaming children, no lines, no teens filming TikToks. Just us and the faint sound of financial concern.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Nothing says unusual quite like having unlimited personal space in Vegas. I'd give this place a 10 out of 10 for goths, vampires, and anyone else who just absolutely hates crowds.
So they are closed 3 days out of the week now. I don't know if they went on one of those days. There's gonna be other stores opening in that area for Area 15, but I don't think they've opened yet. There's really no way to drive traffic over there and kind of get a natural flow into Horror Unleashed. They have a carousel and like a bar and Horror Unleashed. That's all that's kind of back there. Nothing else looks to be open. So I don't know how they're gonna solve the Horror Unleashed issue of like people not going. I have heard it's improved a lot. Like the performers are crushing it if you're going. They've kind of worked out all the growing pains. But the issue is tourism is down in Vegas. Just the cost of travel is insane now. They need a really strong IP in there. Summertime is rumored to have a pretty strong IP experience coming, so that might help out. Now, we do have some updates about the Bally Casino out in Chicago. As you know, Horror Unleashed out in Chicago is supposed to happen in 2027, because without the casino, no one's going to Horror Unleashed.
We are looking at Bally's Casino Chicago. The mid-rise portion you are looking at now are the casino and entertainment floors. This is a $1.7 billion project in the River West neighborhood. This is the hotel tower that stands at 34 stories tall. This will bring 500 hotel rooms. This will be directly attached to the gaming floors, and the gaming floors will have 3,400 slot machines and 170 table games. This will become the Midwest's largest gaming operations. I get comment after comment that Chicago doesn't need a casino, but this video is looking at the construction.
Beetlejuice has become like a mall Santa. Sitting down, there's a huge line just to sit on a bench with him. Tell them what they want for Halloween, what candy they want. Well, thank you for the little Bruce. We got a little Bruce rubber ducky right there. I checked the radar before I came here. No rain is supposed to be happening. That's the thing about Orlando. You always got to be prepared. Got the umbrella, so we're good to go. I will say, really enjoying the lug bag. So before, I would have this like collapsible backpack. It just feels like you're having a plastic sheet on your back and you're just like sweating to death. And then I went with like that Studio Screamers crossbody bag. It wasn't the best quality and it broke. So I was like, okay, I need a new bag. Let's try this lug bag. So far, really enjoying it. Put the batteries in there. You can put like a camera lens in the main spot. Got the umbrella. You put your phone in the back. So far, impressed with this thing. The Captain Cacao lug has finally dropped at Epic. Lug did release like a new video about the Captain Cacao bag. I want that one now.
We are announcing our partnership with Universal Studios, and we are releasing 2 exclusive pieces that are going to be in Celestial Park for Captain Cacao. Look how adorable he is. So this is a must-have. This is a little coin pouch, a little keeper. You can clip it onto anything, but look at his little plushy face and his white chocolate star on his eye. It's so, so adorable. This is a must-have. This is a perfect little keeper for all your little essentials. You can fit standard cards inside here, hair ties, earbuds. Little essentials are gonna go in here and be the perfect little accessory for any bag. You can clip it onto anything. You're gonna need this. And then we have our ultimate park bag. This is our Skeeter Mini Bridge. It's got 3 main zipper compartments, and this is why our fans love the silhouette, because it is small but mighty. It really has all your essentials in here. But first, let's celebrate the details, right? So we've got the plushy Captain Cacao face. Love that. Again, the white chocolate star for his eye. You're gonna love just feeling that plushy detail. And then our beautiful Celestial quilting right here. The beautiful stars are all in the gold embroidery. And then on the back side, look at this. I'm going to come up close so you can see that beautiful art on the back. So we are celebrating Captain Cacao in style. We've got the little gold handle, gold hardware here. Open this up. It's all about practical pockets. So this compartment right here has RFID shielding. It's got that perfect little gusset in there so you can get those key items in when you're going to the park, right? So getting your sanitizer, etc. in here. There's also a card pocket in here so you can get your park pass inside here, cash, roll up some cash in there, extra cards, all your essentials really in this little front pocket. What you're gonna love, I'm gonna zip them all open so you can just see how this bag kind of fillets open so you see the capacity inside. Look at this, all your park essentials for the day right here. You're gonna love the function. You're gonna love the visibility. So a lot of times, smaller bags, you can't really get much in them, or you can't get your hand inside there. We wanted to create a bag that's gonna be that solution for you as you're getting through the parks, but also not too big so that you can still wear this on your body, crossbody, when you're going on those rides. This back pocket right here is soft line. You put your phone inside here and you always know where your phone is. And when it's buzzing, nice and easy. There are loops on the back of your Skeeter Mini Bridge, and that is so that you can convert your crossbody bag into a belt bag. So you can just take this strap off, loop it through these loops right here, and you've got a total hands-free option. So excited. Hope you'll enjoy it, and excited for this release of Captain Cacao.
There's a storm brewing, Lou. There's a storm brewing. Okay, we finally have updates about Texas, about what is going on at Frisco, Texas. So they dropped the date of when it's opening, and then they also dropped the ticket pricing. So let's go over that real quick. Grand opening for Universal Kids Resort is going to be on July 1st. Now, if you have kids under 2 years old, they get in for free. One-day admission is going to be $55. Again, these vary depending on the day, so it can go up from there. Two-day ticket, $74. Apparently, you have to also pay for parking also. If you want an annual pass, 12-month general admission, this is going to be $130 per person. Now, if you'd like to have the silver annual pass, which includes parking, you're looking at $165. So originally, I was going to go to Frisco, Texas to review the hotel and the park. I'm not going. The cost of travel is just insane. It would just be a really expensive trip. I'm really kind of having to pick and choose the trips I'm doing this year. Before you know it, any day now, we'll see some cords start to pop up and they'll start building scare zones. That always starts to kind of happen in June and July. Then all the massive details happen in August. So we're almost there to the buildup for the scare zones. It is time to check on the trucks. Last time we were here, there's only one truck. So have they added more trucks? Or have they taken away all the trucks? I don't see a single truck. What is going on? There's nothing. All right, well, since there's nothing really happening back there, there's a ton of stuff happening in Hollywood. Five Fires has been crushing it out there, documenting all the construction updates. So let's go over a bunch of those. So Five Fires posted this. Where is all the wooden props going? Currently located at the retaining wall in the lower lot. So we can see some sort of train car, it looks like, being stored. T-Pad has picked now for HHN Hollywood. But what in the world could this facade be? Located in H lot for HHN Hollywood. So the facades are all going up for all the houses. HHN Hollywood construction update for the Parisian Courtyard. This structure is huge. What could it be? HHN Hollywood construction update from behind Mummy. This facade is so interesting. Who knows what it could be? What in the world? HHN Hollywood, the Jurassic World facade. They're starting to put like stonework over the front of the facade. And then also more wood has arrived for the tear trim for them to start their construction on that. Get our Backlot Club code real quick. We are almost level 35 now in the Backlot Club. It looks like Men in Black is down right now. It says Men in Black alien attack enhancements in progress. This attraction is temporarily closed for scheduled maintenance. I like this. They have all the aliens out. I don't think this alien's tall enough to ride though. He's got a mustache and a tie. Oh, he's got the little wristband. That's funny. That's good. I did want to show you kind of a vintage clip of Academy of Villains. This time for Academy of Villains.
If you're here, that means you've heard of the Academy of Villains.
There's someone in that show that's kind of really important in the internet world right now. If you didn't know, Reckless Ben performed with Academy of Villains for HHN. You can see Ben right there in the clip. If you didn't know, he just posted some of the best internet content I've seen in years. Now, I started following him when he was taking down the haunted house, because that haunted house was pure evil. Every haunter hated that house with a burning passion. He got it shut down. Great series if you've never seen it. He's taking down a Lego company right now. Some of the best content I've seen in so long. I'm so invested. Highly suggest watching the series. He's got part 1 and part 2 posted now, and there's all these other things happening in the world. There's conspiracies, police corruption, there's Lego corruption. It's just the most bonkers video you could ever watch. Highly suggest watching it. 10 out of 10.
It's a must.
But it's an ongoing story happening. They still have the footprints from when you would kind of volunteer for the Fear Factor show, where you'd kind of line up. All right, so there's a ton of new annual pass holder food offerings happening around the Universal Resort. These will be offered until August 10th, so let's go over those real quick. So for the annual pass holder offerings, there's gonna be a watermelon salad at the Today Cafe, a Flamin' Hot Cheetos pizza at Cafe 4, jerk chicken tacos at Bob Marley's, a blueberry lemonade donut at Voodoo Donuts, and then smoked brisket croquettes at Big Fire. We've made it back to Amity. See if there's any new things that got added. Oh, this is different. So they added these giant shark teeth. Then they kind of made it look like Bruce has eyes. It's a good little addition, because before it was just like a vinyl sticker of Bruce, but now they have some props in here. So it's changed it up a little bit. Is the pigeon still in here? What is the pigeon? Is it still in here from last week when I was here? If it has like 1 foot, it's been in here the entire time. I think it has. It's the same pigeon from like a week ago. He's ready for his music montage. They've added some stanchions here next to all the prop pieces. Oh, it looks like they peeled off the sticker of Bruce. You can see him now more prominently kind of busting through the window right there. This has changed. Like, they literally had the red chairs pulled up as if it was a table. It's now changed. Space reserved for Quint's Orca photo op. Thank you. And then you got Quint's chalk drawing right there. So they've changed it. You can take a photo op here. They have stanchions set up. Some different props have been added. A spilled beer right there got added, a little canteen. So you can now sit there for a photo op. It's not a table. All right, let's see if there's any construction updates happening with the fast coaster from this angle. Not too much of a change since the last time. That's about it. The crane's kind of blocking a lot of it. But I do want to talk about HHN 35. This is the first year in a while where everybody in every single department throughout all of Universal is so pumped for this year. Like, every department is firing on all cylinders. They want to give the fans something special. There's a lot of crappy things happening in the world right now, and I feel like HHN is one of those kind of things to look forward to. All right, we're about to head over to Islands of Adventure right now. The construction walls are up over here. Look how crazy this is going to be. Again, this is not even the coaster track on it. The coaster track will go even higher. There's gonna be so much kinetic energy happening in City Walk and Universal with this coaster. You gotta see this in person with just how big it is. It's insane. But they are repainting over here to kind of blend in with the paint job they did earlier this year. So that's why the advertisements have been taken down, is because they're painting. But oh my God, this thing is so tall. I don't think you understand how freaking tall this thing is. Oh my God. Like, you could spot it all the way from the parking garage. That is crazy. You could see the spike for the Fast and Furious ride and Hogwarts in the skyline from the parking garage. Look at this. So you're gonna go all the way up that spike. They don't have the coaster track installed yet. And then go back down. They are cruising right along. No new track pieces yet. Just the supports. Oh man, that is just wild for the Universal skyline. There's John Murdy right there. John! So someone asked John this: will there be a lot of likeness casting / face characters for Sinners? John says yes, quite a bit. More than a normal house. So they're looking for Smoke, Stack, Preacher Boy, Remick, Bert, Joan, Annie, Mary, and Pearline. So those are gonna be all the characters inside the house that they're looking for face characters. I'm just curious, are you guys planning to do the glowing vampire eyes for Sinners? Can scare actors wear contact lenses in the houses? Yes, we do use contacts, but for the film, they used a very special kind that you can't wear for extended periods of time. So this was a total science project to figure out, and you'll have to wait and see how we did it. John, I gotta ask, do you think there's a possibility of a Black Sabbath or Youngblood house this year? If not Ozzy, John says chill. Announcement season just started. Enjoy the ride. Location of your early favorite house now that you're seeing things come together? I have to wait to see the scenic, mostly just in construction. Shorter facade for H Lot 2. Someone says, hate when they do short facades. John says, why? Facades are dependent on the visual story they're telling. This one is pretty unique. Something we've never done before. Patience. It's only wood. LOL. John, can we get a hint for the mummy facade? Why do you need hints? Enjoy its evolution.
We just popped into the gift shop. Now we saw these last time, the mystery park exclusive boxes for Minions. Now we see how they all look on display. So these are some of the Minions or monsters you can pick up from the new film. With this Minion, there's like one inside of this goop. And then $18. We didn't see this pin set last time. $40, we got the highly detailed Simpsons set. So you got Homer right there on the couch. Looks like there's spring action in the couch. $25, they have a figure of Moe, and then they have one of Lisa, and then Homer with some donuts. Then they got Bart, and they got Willie. So they got some new Simpsons figures here in the gift shop. The wind's picking up. All right, let's go see what's going on in the Lost Continent. Well, look at that, the scrim came down. It's still over here by the Crescent Moon Bakery, but the scrim came down for Confiscos. The scrim was up for a very, very long time, but it's taken down now. Looks like they're still working on the building though, but the main massive scrim has been taken down. And then over here where the bathrooms are, the scrim has also been taken down. Looks like they repainted everything. Looks nice and neat and fresh.
Oh my God, it's back.
The sign for Green Eggs and Ham, which has been missing for so long. Oh my God, it has returned. It's been gone for so long. Hopefully the storm does not take it away, but it's now back at Green Eggs and Ham. Let's continue on to the construction zone.
It is coming down now.
The construction walls are all the way back here now. Oh, it looks like Treasures of Poseidon is now closed. All right, so the fountain is now gone. Construction walls are coming all the way up past the old All Hallows Eve boutique.
You're not ready to see this. Oh my God, look at it. Holy crap.
That's the old Sinbad stage show they're just ripping apart. This still remains right there, but it looks like they're taking down the stage first.
Let's go back to the office now, and we'll talk about Obsession coming for Halloween Horror Nights. Okay guys, you're back in the office, so now let's talk about Obsession coming to Horror Unleashed. So they posted on their Instagram this video. So they're like building up this like awesome Obsession experience coming, and then this is actually what it was. So Universal posted, we wished the Universal Horror Unleashed had an Obsession photo op. With memorabilia from the film, our wish has been granted. So they just slapped a new sticker on the Blumhouse kind of logo, and then they have some props from the film, which are pretty cool. What do you guys got kind of a better image of how the props look? Honestly, just dress someone up as Nikki and have her just walking around Horror Unleashed, telling people how much she loves Bear and creeping everybody out. That would would do incredibly well for Horror Unleashed, and those clips would go viral. So also during the Horror Unleashed panel, they were talking about doing like a cat sandwich if there was an obsession experience thing happening. So maybe for the Valentine's Day experience popping up next year at Horror Unleashed, they could add obsession, add that creepy cat sandwich. We have so many more HHN updates upcoming. It's gonna be a busy month in June. So on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
I love the family.
Cause I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights around the country. I love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon.
So they got Willie.
Oh my God, it's back.
Hooterade?